evening. How are we doing? Opportunity here. So, one of the members of the Loch Longevity Association, his Yamaha 4-stroke, long shaft, outboard engine broke down. So I brought it up here to fix it. It was a pretty easy fix, to be fair. But while I had it here, I thought, you know what? I've got the Epropulsion long shaft here, about 3.5 horsepower. So they're very similar engines in terms of performance, but chalk and Chernobyl in comparison to is how they operate and how they are easy to use and how easy to transport they are. So while I've gotten through it here, I thought we'd just a bit of fun, run through it. You might get something useful out of this. I am going to pitch Epropulsion a bit. I'm not being paid or sponsored or anything else, but because I've had them for 3 years and I've got nothing but good things to say about them. I'll come on in details more about why I'm so keen on them. So let's start with, I'm not going to get super detailed, but let's start simple things like carrying them to the boat. Okay, get them onto the boat. Yamaha, am I right? It's a long shaft. It must weigh close to 30 kilos. And that's fine. Okay, trolleys, bits and pieces, but actually getting onto, especially a small, like 21-foot sailing boat when you've got rigging in the way and all the rest of it. I mean, yeah, I'm not He-Man, I'm an old man, right? So it can be, I'm going to say, a struggle, tiresome, awkward. It's not the most pleasant experiences, let's put it this way. Comparison, Epropulsion, again, this is the extra long shaft. She weighs in about 20 kilos. And more importantly, the engine comes in 2 parts. So there's the battery, that weighs 10 kilos. The shaft weighs 10 kilos. So moving 10 kilos around is a doddle. Stick the shaft on the transom, stick the battery on top, you're done. Let's come on to the next bit, of course, is actually the running of the engines. Okay, the Epropulsion, I've had it on Loch Hope, Loch Neva, Loch Corrimore, Loch Kears, Loch Inch, etc., Loch Erne, lochs all over Scotland, and the sea lochs like Loch Long, for example. It runs all day. It runs all day. Some real world examples of that. A couple of years ago, myself and a friend took it up down to Hara, took it on Loch Hope one day, got blown to bits, didn't charge up at night, took on Loch Neva the next day, no problem, ran all day. And of course it's silent. So, especially when you're fishing, sea trout fishing, you don't want to make lots of noise, which, the 4-strokes are very quiet these days, to be fair, much quieter than their 2-stroke ancestors, and give you an earache all day. And just especially when you're hill loch fishing, or any loch fishing, having that ability to be able to turn the engine on and off very quickly without making a noise, fabulous. So, for example, start an Epropulsion, all you need to do is turn that handle. That's it. Forward, reverse. That's it. And it will just go. Right. Whereas, good old 4-stroke, is it in neutral, kill cord, is the fuel on, unscrew the air valve there, couple of pulls, engine will go, it will scare every fish off within 20 yards. And on a big loch, lots of manoeuvres all day, you're going to be doing it all day long. And it's just, it works, don't get me wrong, but it is a pain in the butt. Next thing, of course, the big thing with these things is the maintenance. So, I can't remember what the cost of a service package for Yamaha 4-stroke these days. I'm going to guess somewhere between 100 and 150 pounds. I know the price went up a lot after COVID. By the time you've done, and you've got to pay for your lower gearbox oil, you're going to replace that, and then you've got service kit, so oil filter, fuel filter, some gaskets, thermostat, and the oil itself. And okay, it takes 45 minutes and it's going to cost you £100, let's say, by a gift of eBay. Epropulsion, there is no maintenance. No maintenance. Flushing the engine, there is no impeller. Don't need to flush it. I can go on and on and on. From a simple user's perspective, this Epropulsion is just the future. Obviously, there is a cost element to this too. Not everyone's made of money. I don't know what a new 4-stroke, 4 horsepower Yamaha's going to cost you, but I dare say second hand you could pick up something reasonable for £600-700 in good condition, well looked after, well maintained and well serviced. New, I suspect you're probably near £1,000 these days, but don't hold me to that. These are just numbers off the top of my head. Okay, Epropulsion. I bought one second hand for around £1,400 when it's all going extra for it. New, you're looking at £1,800, but the maintenance cost and fuel cost soon outweigh that. And we've talked about fishing. Of course, the other thing we use ours for is as a tender motor. And up the west coast of Scotland, where we are, with some of the best cruising grounds in the country, finding petrol for outboards isn't easy. And I think 3 or 4 places on the west coast of Scotland actually do petrol. Holock is one. I think you might get some at Portoverde. Don't hold me to that. Kip, I suppose, love petrol. But you get up north, towards, let's think Anchorage, up top of my head, Baddock Road, for example. If you want to find petrol for your outboard, I don't know where you're going. Gairloch, I don't know there's a petrol station there. There must be somewhere, but you're walking with a jerry can. Epropulsion on your bigger boat, be it a sailing boat, if you've got a generator or an inverter, plug your battery in overnight. No problem. You've got fuel all day. And it goes the same. We've all been there on the tender, going somewhere, to the boat, to the pub, wherever it is we're going to go. And the wee tender electric petrol engine runs out of fuel. Yeah, okay, we carry a small container of fuel with us, but you don't have to look like a twat while you're drifting along trying to refuel the engine. E-propulsion, you have a fuel gauge, effectively. You can see it here. It says 9, it says 10 hours at the moment, but actually there's a third of the battery there. At full power, we're talking about 6 knots on a 15-foot boat with 2 of us aboard it. That's probably going to give you half an hour, flat out. At trawling speed, you'll be there all day long. Some of the most modern features I point out, actually while we're at it, looking at the display there, kill cord. Big fan of kill cords. It's magnetic. Brilliant. Comes off, engine turns off. So simple. Again, kill cord on a petrol outboard, brilliant. That comes off, kill cord comes off, and the engine stops. Great. We all know these wear out. Yeah, that cannot wear out. This can and does. That's why you all carry spare kill cords. Yeah, simple as. Just a final note on where actually I buy my propulsion engines from. I've got 3 for various reasons. We actually buy ours from Ashton Marine Services. They're down in Beath, which is down near Largs. Dave Ashton's the guy who looks after you. And the service you get from them is great. Yeah, it's a guy called Kevin who looks after the service department, and they're very helpful. I've only got to know because I needed just a spare part for the battery connection, which was my fault, to be fair. I suppose, you know what, 4-stroke outboards, 2-stroke outboards, the spares and the products are available absolutely everywhere. Finally, guys, ladies, gentlemen, who it might be, any questions, any queries, anything you want to know, just send me a text on the Jessie page, and I'm very happy to answer them as honestly as I possibly can. Thank you for watching.